Now the topic before us is DBMS meaning and applications. Now first of all we will understand the meaning of DBMS. DBMS means database management system. Database management system acts as an interface between the users and the database. A database management system is a specialized software that helps the user to interact with the database. DBMS helps the users to insert, to delete, update, or retrieve the data. What is the meaning of retrieval of data? Retrieval of data means fetching the data. In other words, we can say that DBMS enables the users to fetch the data from database. DBMS helps in managing and organizing large collections of data efficiently. If we manage the data in the form of manual files, can we easily update or retrieve the data? If we want to locate any particular person in the file which is maintained manually, we will have to go through large number of files so that we can pinpoint the particular person which we want to find out. But in the case of DBMS, we can very quickly update, delete, insert, or retrieve the data. So DBMS is very helpful when we are to manage a large volume of data. DBMS allows users to concurrently access the same database. Concurrently means at the same time, simultaneously. In this picture, you can see that the different departments of an organization are accessing the database through DBMS. They are concurrently at the same time using the database. For example, the sales department may be requiring the information in respect of the sale to a particular client. Accounts department may be using the database for raising the bills or invoice. Zonal department may be updating the database in respect of an employee who has recently joined the organization. So that DBMS allows different users to concurrently access this same database for different purposes. DBMS, when multiple users attempt to update the same record in the database simultaneously, there is a possibility for conflicts, data corruption, or inconsistent results. What it means? Suppose there is a system for booking of hotel accommodation. Two separate persons have been interested with the job of booking. One person may be trying to update the system that the particular room is available for booking. He may try to book the same for some client, while the another user or another staff member of the hotel is trying to update the record or update his system showing that the particular room of the hotel is under maintenance and cannot be booked. The normal system may allow to updation of both the records, that is, it may show that the particular room of the hotel is under maintenance, or it will also show that the same is available for booking. That is, it will result into inconsistent record. If the said room is booked in the name of a client, it will result into inconsistent record, and it may ultimately result into customer dissatisfaction, as the customer will not be able to use that room when he approaches, because the particular room of the hotel will be not available for usage because it will be under maintenance. So to avoid such type of data inconsistencies or mismatching of record, DBMS role comes into play. The DBMS will lock the record so that only one user can update a particular piece of data at any given time, while other user can still read the data concurrently. We may add that DBMS uses two types of logs or provides the facility of two types of logs, that is read log and the other is write log. We will understand or learn about the same, understand about these two logs in detail in subsequent courses. DBMS also uses a transaction mechanism to ensure that all the changes made to the database are committed or rolled back as a unit. What it means? It means we will understand the same with the help of an example. Suppose we want to purchase something from an online site. We go to the site, put our username, password, find out the particular product, and after selecting the product goes into the cart. We make the payment and the order is placed. The DBMS system automatically makes the changes in the inventory and the order place is shown to you when you show your own account on the online store. That is the all the steps in this transaction, that is the searching of a particular product, placing of the order, making of the payment, then automatic updation of the inventory. That is, if you have purchased one particular product, the item will be automatically reduced. Suppose there are 60 items available on the online store and you purchase one, the DBMS system will automatically reduce one from the online showing and it will naturally show as 59 because it takes automatic inventory. So all these steps which were involved in the transaction, in a single transaction, are committed. Are committed means are updated, saved and permanent, are saved in the database. All the steps of the transaction have been are saved in the transaction. It means that the transaction is committed. It is permanently saved in the database. Another part is or rolled back as a unit. It means that if suppose we are booking a railway ticket, there is a central system, online system for booking of a railway ticket. We are making we have searched the train and we have booked one. We are going to book one particular ticket. We are going to book a ticket in this particular train. When we are booking the ticket and we are making the payment, suddenly there is network failure or some technical issue either at our end or at the end of the online site, or there is some failure on the part of the banks in making the payment, the transaction is failed. So all these steps which we have taken, that is, we searched the train, we were going to be allotted a particular seat, all these steps are rolled back. If the computer system or online site was showing that there are 60 seats available and one seat was going to be allotted to us, but due to the failure of power or network failure, all these steps of the transaction which were involved in the transaction will be rolled back. and the original position will be shown by the database. That is, the system or the online system, reservation system, will start showing that the seats which were available before we started the transaction are placed in the same position. This means that if the transaction fails for any reason, the DBMS will undo all the changes that were made during the transaction. That it means that either the transaction has to be fully implemented, or none of the changes which were made during the transaction will be saved to the database. By using locking and transaction mechanisms, the DBMS manages the concurrent access to data and ensures data reliability and consistency in the multi-user environment. Consistency means if I suppose there are many users who are approaching the same website, all the users which are concurrently approaching the website will be shown the same result of a particular kind of product. If we are searching, suppose, a particular brand of oil, the website will show the same result to all the users. That is, there will be consistency in the information which is being displayed. It is all done because DBMS takes care of the same with the help of locking and transaction mechanisms. We will understand in detail about the locking mechanism, transaction mechanism, and the acid properties of DBMS in our subsequent course. DBMS provides controlled access to the data. What is the meaning of controlled access? Suppose you are working as a branch manager in a particular organization. You will naturally have the access to all type of data regarding the working of your branch. That is, if you are suppose in working in a bank, you can see how many saving accounts are there in your branch, what is the name and what are the particulars of the customers, what are the various types of accounts which are being maintained by your particular client, to which clients you have advanced loans. That is all the information in respect of your branch relating to different aspects will be shown to you. But as a branch manager, can you assess the higher level data, that is, which is of the regional office level, that is the one step above, or head office level? Can you assess, have the same type of assess? Can you see that how many branches are having, what type of customers are there? If you are working in a head office, you can naturally open in your system, or you will have the authority to see where the particular branch is located, how many customers are there in a particular branch, how many deposits, or how much loans have been disbursed by the particular branch. At a higher level you can see all that, but at the lower level you cannot see that. You will have a restricted access. It is only an example. This type of working or this type of controlled access is provided by the DBMS. It has to be ensured that as per our rank, or as per the permissions or the authorities granted to us, we are given access to the system, so that there is no misuse of the data, or we cannot manipulate the data. DBMS provides controlled access to the data. It ensures that only authorized users with appropriate privileges and permissions can access and manipulate the data. Here, manipulate the data means we can insert the data. Manipulation means inserting of data, updating of data, deletion of data. It means, or this controlled access keeps the data safe from unauthorized access and unauthorized modifications. If you are having the access of higher level, you can naturally make some change. You can be in a position, or to avoid any adverse comments from the higher authorities, you will naturally make some changes that you are having higher deposits, but actually you are not having that deposits. So if you are given higher level access, then you will naturally do some unauthorized modification. You will be motivated so that you may not get adverse remarks from the seniors. So DBMS avoids all these situations and avoids unauthorized modifications, unauthorized access. DBMS is a computer-based record keeping system so that the data is properly organized and stored. DBMS facilitates the creation, maintenance, and use of a database. A database is an integrated collection of record, files, and other objects. We have already learnt in detail in our previous course about the database and the various types of databases. That is the relational database, graph database, in-memory database, and others. DBMS acts as a bridge between the users and the underlying database. When the user does any inquiry or makes any inquiry or makes any request, the said request goes to the database management system. The database management system searches for the result or inquires about the same from the database. The process of searching starts and the database provides the result to the database management system, and DBMS conveys the same to the, provides the response to the users. DBMS makes it easier for the users to work with the database without needing to deal with the technical details or of how the data is stored and retrieved. That is, we as human beings need not to worry how the database or DBMS works. We only go to the site, or in this competitive world, we many times or mostly do most of our work online. Whether we want to make online transactions, we want to make online purchases, then we need not to worry where the data is stored by the Amazon, or where Bank of America is having database server, how its DBMS system is working, how the Amazon is able to provide us the required result in a very fraction of seconds. So these are the technical details. All we need not to think about the same. We are to broadly understand the working of the DBMS and the database. Examples of popular DBMS are Oracle database, Microsoft SQL Server, Microsoft Access, MySQL, FoxPro, and SQLite. Now, use of DBMS for business activities or applications of DBMS. We give below some examples of where DBMS is used by organizations for their business activities in their day-to-day life. In the case of banks, banks use DBMS to manage customers' accounts, transactions, loan information, etc. That is, whether which customer has deposited amount, which customer has withdrawn amount, which customer has transferred which amount to which person. All these type of data is managed by the DBMS system in case of the banks. In the case of healthcare, that is, the hospitals and healthcare providers also make use of DBMS to store and assess patient data such as medical records, billing information, and insurance claims. In the hospitals, there are doctors and nurses. There are also accounts department or billing section. Billing section makes use of DBMS so that it can store the data in respect of a particular patient about how much amount has been deposited by patient's relatives and how much is balance, whether there is an insurance claim which is to be got on behalf of the particular patient. Nurses make use of database or database management system to update the information in respect of the particular patient. Doctors make use of DBMS or database to see the patient record online. Educational institutions use DBMS to manage student profiles, course registration, and academic records. As you know that in case of many universities, there are thousands of students which are studying there. It is very impossible if manual system is adopted to make record of registrations, accounts records, the students' profiles. So here DBMS helps the universities or the educational institutions to manage all these type of records. Now this is the world of internet or telecom is searches are being used. There are millions of customers with any telecom service provider. They raises bills, have to maintain the records of each and every client. So here the telecom or companies also use DBMS to store and assess the record of customers, calls made, bills, how much internet usage or calls have been made so that the appropriate bills may be raised. So DBMS here helps to manage all these types of data of the customers. The railways use DBMS to manage the information related to passengers, reservations, cancellations, trains, etc. Because all the system is automatic, the DBMS effectively handles all the cancellations, new bookings, etc. Now the e-commerce companies such as Amazon or others, eBay, use DBMS to manage information in respect of their customers, employees, products, suppliers, and much more. Overall, DBMS is a crucial tool for efficient data management and ensures secure and structured handling of information. Thanks for watching. If you like our course, please spare some time to give a star rating to our course.